Hello, welcome to the new 26 Rainbow Powered. This will be the first of two new 26 videos, seeing that we have the review of friendship games coming up later tonight. So, make sure to come back to CodeEquestria to find out how the newest movie has performed. Now, as for episode 107, we return to Manehattan. Sight of Rarity takes Manehattan. At first glance, when reading the synopsis of this episode, you would naturally think it's a Rarity episode, seeing the conclusion of one Coco Pamel, who was the key giver in Rarity Takes Manehattan. She's trying to revive an old Manehattan tradition of a theater group, but she's having more trouble than it's worth. And the cutie map has summoned Rarity, which is a natural fit, and what seems like the unnatural fit of Applejack. Seeing that this country pony isn't used to living in the big city, it doesn't seem natural for the map to pick them. And again, much like Griffinstone, Twilight's bummed out that she's not summoned by the map. She's so bummed she's even bored reading books. When Rarity and Applejack get to the big city, Applejack has trouble acclimatizing naturally. And when they finally find Coco's house and she explains the problem, we find out of this wonderful pony named Charity, who used to run the revival group. Before she moved, of course. And Coco wanted to follow the tradition and keep it alive. But she's been struggling, seeing that she's had little to no help from the community in trying to keep it together. So, Applejack and Rarity do their best to try to fix it up. But things aren't going well, and Coco's worry accelerates. But when the two finally decide to solve their problems by getting back to basics, they throw on a makeshift stage play which is beautifully acted, by the way, and it's beautifully performed, about Charity's rise as a theater designer, which, by the way, is one of, if not the best part of the episode. So, people catch the play from miles around, and the community's interest in the revival is repeat. Friendship mission accomplished. Now, unlike other episodes this season that have largely no problems at all, Maine and Manehattan is the first episode in a long while that tends to have a problem. The first being making the case that it's rarity driven. It's not really a rarity driven episode. Rarity is being her city-wise generous self, even if it has negative consequences, and trying to do the best she can to help her friend out. But mostly this is an Applejack episode in disguise, with Applejack trying to learn to acclimatize to the city atmosphere, trying to figure out how she fits and why the map would pick her. Ultimately, it's because of her simple but well executed nature that wins the day. That no project, no matter what it is, sometimes doesn't have to be the biggest thing in the world to mean anything. Sometimes it's the little things that count. Doing things small and down home. This is a lesson about intimacy, not in the love making sense, but in the terms of making a project or trying to revive one, or just going about something you love, like a hobby or a hidden passion. Sometimes it's not the greatest ideas in terms of size that make the biggest impact. It's the small ones. It's everybody pitching in. It's the community. It's playing a small part in a bigger picture. And knowing that just helping is enough. I mean, for instance, look at the videos. All 384 of them. They have been done with no less than a $20 webcam, a very basic laptop, and a pair of $60 headsets. That's right. Every video that's ever been on this channel, small as they may be, has costed no more than $100 to produce. It's the little things. It's the intimacy. It's the fact that whether one person cares or 1,000, we all play our part. And we all have a part to play. And when we're all part of a community, sharing in the growth of one thing, it can become special, build memories, bring people that wouldn't ordinarily be together because of this one thing. Separating cultures, lifestyles, or things to do. You may not have the time to commit to a big project, but it is the fact that you commit, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or your entire life. Any amount of commitment can inspire something special. You just have to choose to do it. Whether it's helping out with a local charity or volunteering at your rec center like I used to do, or hell, making a YouTube channel. Any little bit that can cause impact to somebody's life, to a community's existence, to a fandom's existence, means something. It's important. You don't have to start big. Start small. But just have the courage to start. That's the key of this episode, and it's moral. The pacing, good. But the fact that it's mostly an Applejack episode by using a rarity as a backdrop can be rather deceptive. Coco's character is done rather well, but most of the characters in Manehattan, other than the last half, are absolute jerks. Plus, there are some scenes of kind of destiny playing its part, like the flyer popping out of nowhere, among other things. This episode may be low key and doesn't show the excellence at hand. Of course, Manehattan has never sounded better or looked better, but like the moral, this is a small, simple episode, deceptive at times, and making a note of an episode to come. By the way, foreshadowing. That's a first. This episode may not be entirely rewatchable, but the moral is the absolute stick. And that's the best part of it. That's why I give episode 107, Made in Manehattan, 4 out of a possible 6. It's a strong moral that sticks out about community and about playing your part to grow that community, no matter how small, and that sometimes it's the smallest projects that show the most passion. Coco Vermel shows up and performs expertly. The stage play is expertly done and voice acted well. This is a great bit of characterization for both Applejack and Rarity, although Rarity can go off the rails just a bit in this episode, back to her old ways, but it fits very well with Applejack's just a pose. The pacing is nice, and Manehattan hasn't looked better. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it as a rewatch, but if you like the Rarity Takes Manehattan, this is a solid follow-up. So, until we meet again later tonight to talk Equestria Girls, I am Nirvana Sparkle. Find peace in your own Nirvana, no matter how big or how small. Thanks for watching.